Hey everyone, welcome back to Vidhammer and another run through of Gloomhaven. Hopefully this time we will make it all the way to the end. I'm going through this one with starting with the Scoundrel and the Enoch's Brute. And I was originally making these, a friend of mine was in the hospital for a while, so I was making things that he could watch while he was there. And I kept the original footage on things, so I'm actually going to start releasing the whole video playthroughs, edited. So I'm editing out all the time where I'm thinking about things between turns. So hopefully they'll be entertaining to watch and everything. Talking over the strategies that I have as I go through them. Now, first thing I want to say, there are some mistakes in these playthroughs in the probably the first dozen that I've already done so far, but I didn't go back through and read through the rules, and I basically reverted back to how I was playing when I very first started playing. But once I got through a certain number of them, I'm kind of like, I could just make these, full playthrough videos for everybody. I went back through and read through the rules and read through a lot of the comments that people left the first time I tried to do this, and there were things that I was doing incorrectly. So don't worry about it for the first 12, 14 videos. Just don't even worry. Any comments left on those aren't going to be changed until seriously episode 15 or 16 probably, by the time I start reading things and get caught up with where I already am with the games I've already played. I played game 15 earlier today. You can feel free to leave comments if you want, but just know that there won't be any corrections made until significantly later. And hopefully at this point, I think I'm doing things pretty close to accurate. I think. That's fingers crossed there. The video layout is going to alter a bit. It will get better later on. I was just making things just for one person and started to realize I could do a significant amount to make things easier for me and easier to make it presentable to everyone else. So in the later videos, it will change quite a bit, but it's going to get hopefully much easier to watch. You aren't going to see any of the graphics like I had previously, where I'd bring out the actual pictures of the cards themselves, and I had the little layout of all their different items for the different people and marked them off as I used them. I'm not going to be doing that. That took a significant amount of editing to do, and I could do that with the job I used to have because I'd spend 6 or 7 hours out of a security shift doing whatever I wanted, which is the only reason why I did that. I can't do that anymore, so I'm making things as easy as I can on myself and as entertaining as I can for the people that are watching. Hopefully the situation that I end up with, the whole setup that I end up with, is entertaining for people. If not, unfortunately I'm not going to go back to how I used to do things because it just takes way too much time and there's nothing in it for me. With all that, here's the setup for the very first scenario, Black Barrow. I'm going to assume that you already know how to play because the game's been out for quite a while and there are a lot of tutorials on how to play the game. Feel free to check those out first if you don't already know how. In this one, we're going into the Black Barrow. The only thing that has happened, we had a road encounter where, we fell through the earth and we looked around for a bit and got City Event 71 added back into the deck. But that's it. They're going in and they're hopefully going to kick some booty. Here it is. All right, first turn we're going to try to play back. We'll see how this goes. But Cragheart's going 77. And that's Vim going 77. And Spud's going 86. Spud the Rogue. And Bandits are going to go 15, shield 1, and retaliate for 2. Okay. Not the greatest thing ever, but we'll deal with it. Okay, so they go first. Boom, they're shielded up. Shield of 2 for the elite and 1 for the non-elite. And then the Cragheart's going to go. We're going to go ahead and move forward 2. Then we will do a ranged attack of 3 on the elite, and allies and enemies adjacent to the target suffer 1 damage. We'll bring out the good stuff, but he's got to do his attack of 3 plus 1. That's an attack of 4. It has a shield of 2, so we're doing 2 damage on the elite, Mr. 4. Allies and enemies adjacent can suffer 1, so number 5 and number 2. Number 2. Green's going to come out, and he is going to be done. Then we're over to Mr. Spud. Retaliated 2, I think I just got to take it. We're going to move 3 and poison 1 adjacent enemy. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 here, and we're going to poison that guy. Give him a poison. There you go. And then we're going to do an attack of 3. Oh, and it's adjacent to one of your allies. Oh, well, he's not adjacent to one of my allies, so we're only doing an attack of 3. Not that deck, this one. Attack of 3 plus 0, that's 3. He's poisoned, so that's 4, but he does have 2 shields, so he's taking 2 damage, and that's it. Doot, doot. No experience there, and I don't think there was any over here either. Nope. Okay, we're done, and we are over to turn number 2. So second turn, Spud had to take 2 damage because of the retaliate from, what's his dude? They had retaliate 2 when he attacked. So this turn, Vim is going to go at 29, try to do some stuff, and Spud's going to go at 9 and try to do some other stuff. Let's see how bad it goes. Mr. Guard, his move plus 0, attack plus 0 at 50. At least that's nice, we get to go first. So, Mr. Rogue Dude, we're going to do the bottom of this, so the next time we take damage, we suffer no damage instead. And we're going to do an attack 3 with poison, and I think we might just have to do that. He's taking 6 damage, the main guy. This guy's going to do some. He's taking 4 damage. We don't have to worry about it, though, because he's going to attack the rogue, so we're not going to take any damage. He's going to go ahead, he, she, Spud, whatever, is going to do his attack, her attack, its attack on the number 2. Dude, -1, attack of 3, that makes it an attack of 2. It doesn't have any shield this round, so it takes 2 damage and is poisoned. Dude. And we're getting experience for that as well. First on the experience board. Bong. And all done there. Then we got 29. Mr. Vim. We're going to do move 2, and all adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. We'll go there, and they suffer even though he has a shield. This is not an attack, it's a suffer. So he will suffer 1 damage. It's not intensified by the poison, though, because it's not an attack. And number 5 will take 1, suffer 1 point of damage. That was move 2, and that should have gone down, but it will go back up at the end of his turn or whatever. And then we got an attack of 3 with a push of 1, and we're going to be doing this on the elite, who has a shield of 1, but yeah, we'll go for it. This is Mr. Crag, attack of 3. Okay, it's just attack of 3. He has a shield, so that does 2, but he is poisoned, so it will do 3. That puts him up to 8 damage. All right. Doot. And that's all for both of them. Super Guard dudes. First is going to be the elite, who's attacking Spud, since Spud went faster. And bing, the next time you suffer it's suffer damage. So we do have to pull a card. He is going to do an attack of 4 -1, that's only 3. So he does suffer damage, so he does not instead suffer damage. Then number 2, he will do his attack. And this is where we've got the leather armor, which we'll be expending, so he has disadvantage on that attack. He's either -1 or -1. Hey, didn't even have to use it. So going for 3 damage, -1 is 2 damage, so he'll go from 6 down to 4. Doot. And then finally number 5. Number 5 is shooting at Vim. -2. So it's only doing 1 damage. 1 damage, Mr. Vim. Okay, you can take that. That's not a problem. Big, tough, Craggy the man. And there it is. Over to the next turn. Okay, next turn. We are going 13 for Vim and 4 for Mr. Spud. Try to kill off the elite quick. Let's see, guards are going at 70. Move -1, attack +1. So more beefy, but not until later. No problem. Mr. Spud is going first, and we will do a attack 3 on the elite. +2 attack and gain 1 when the target is adjacent to any of your allies, which it is. So it's an attack of 5. Has a shield of 1, that does 4. It also has a poison of 1, so it's actually going to do 5 damage. Only has 2 left, so he is dead. Elite guy down. Yay. First blood of the stuff. And we're going to gain 1 experience. Pop on up to 2. Then we're going to do a move of 2 and loot every hex you enter. So we're actually going to go 1 to there to pick up that coin, and 2 we're going to move back to there so we don't get beaten up. Hopefully. Not get beaten up so much. So that guy's down. Then it's Mr. Vim next, and we're going to use the bottom of this card just as a move 2 to move us forward to there. Then we have an attack of 3 with immobilize and all that good stuff. This should also be down. Attack of 3. And we're going to do that. I took this from the monster one. It should have been from Spud's. ×2. Okay, yeah. That was actually a huge, devastating attack. But we don't need to worry too much about it. I'm going to have to get used to that. The attack from the Cragheart is actually going to go on number 2, who's poisoned and has 3, so we have a chance. -1, that's actually an attack of 2. But he is poisoned, so it actually does 3 damage. And he has 3 health, 3 damage already, and he only has 6 health total, so that actually does kill him. Yay. Alright. Mistakes are going to happen. Don't judge me too badly. And coin down for right there, and that is it for him. Green will come out at the end of his thing. That guy would have been immobilized if he had survived. Then we're over to our dudes. Move -1. He's going to stay where he is because he's got his target right there, and he'll do as an attack of +1. Normally it's an attack of 3. It's still just an attack of 3, but that's going to cut him down to 6. He doesn't like that, but it's okay. And we're over to the next turn, shuffling some decks. So we're on to the next turn. We'll try to finish this bandit off and maybe have a little rest spit. Vim is going 38. Spud's going 6. Guard over here is going to go 50. Move +0, attack +0. All right, let's try to kill him off before anything happens. First is going to be Mr. Spud, who's actually going to do a ranged attack for 2. Dude, +1, that's an attack of 3, so he'll take 3. He's taking 5. He's only got 1 left. Okay, Vim, you got 1 damage to do, and it's all good. Then we're going to do a move of 6, which will actually just walk over here and grab that coin, because Spud's a greedy bastard. Also on that shot, we should gain an experience. What? Vim needs to get some experience. But I think it's little. Yeah, we're not going to be... We only have one card left for Spud, but that's okay. Then we're doing the other side. He's actually going to do a heal of 2 on Spud to get him back up to 6. If I can find where the 6 is. And then do an attack of 3 on the guy who's right next to him and gain experience. So attack of 3, -1 is 2. Still doesn't matter because he's only got 1 left. He is dead. Coin in the spot. And an experience for the dude. And that is it for that turn, because they won't be taking an action because they are dead. And over to the next turn. Okay, so since Spud has to rest at this point, and Vim would have to rest after 1 additional round, which would be when Spud would be opening the door. And I don't want Vim to open the door now. I don't want Spud to open the door by himself. We're going to have both of them long rest now. I thought about doing a short rest with Vim and just having him go and get the coin, but he really needs the health at this point when we open that door. So, yeah, we're both going to long rest, and that's it. So next turn, I think we got some ideas on how we're going to do stuff. Mr. Crag is going to go first at 57, and then Vim at 86. Pretty much planning on going forward, hitting that guy, knocking him into the trap, and we shall do some stuff. But he's got a movement of 3, so there's his first move. That's for that, and we'll see what they're going to do. Mr. Bandit Guards are going to move -1 attack +1. And Archers are going to move +1 attack -1. That's kind of nasty, because those are attacks of 4, attack of 4, and attack of 2, I guess, only from the Archer, but still. I'm going to get beaten unless I kill this guy. An attack of 3. I'm thinking maybe I don't go in there, because with move -1 means those guys are only going to move 2 spaces. I can pull back and they'll both be right next to the door. Mr. Vim is going to step here and take a coin and not do the top action. We're not going to take the damage because they can't swing straight through the door. They got to be standing there in order to hit us. At least that's my understanding of it. Okay, so over to Archers would be next. Archer is going to move 4 and attack for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the range, can shoot. Yes, Vim went first, so attack of 2. Nothing added to it, so we'll go down to 6. And then the Bandit Guards will go next. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then the Rogue is up. Now we can do things a little differently, I guess. I can get all the way back and hit the Archer. Go back and smack the Archer. I don't think I have any way of pushing the Archer onto the trap, I don't think. So the Archer's not doing that much damage. I think I'd rather step around. I'm going to get shot in the back next turn, but oh well. You only live once, you know. We're going to do a move of 3 and then poison, targeting one adjacent enemy. 1, 2, 3. And poison number 2. The deuce. And then we'll do an attack of 3. +2 and gain 1 experience when the target is adjacent to one of your allies, but it's not technically adjacent. So We're only doing an attack of 3. -1 is an attack of 2, but it's poison, so we're doing 3 damage. Doot, doot, doot. And we don't gain our experience, unfortunately. But, oh well, that was necessary. And that's it. We're over to the next turn. Okay, I think we know what we're doing again. Mr. Craggy's going 29. Hopefully he'll go before some stuff. And Vim the Crag is going at 29. And then Spud the Scoundrel going at 9, probably going before everything. Guards are going 50 at a move +0, attack +0. Archer going 31. Good, so we'll go before them. And going move +0, attack +0. All right. Our idea here, since Spud's going so fast, is going to go ahead and play the bottom of this card, Trickster card. So next time you suffer damage this round, you don't suffer any damage instead. Oh, and I forgot, in the long rest, should have gotten use of his armor back. Blink. And the other's doing attack 3 with poison, but he's already poisoned. But hopefully we'll do enough to get him off. Attack of 3, +1 is attack of 4. He's also poisoned, that's 5. So he is out of there. Number 2 down. And coin in the spot. And we get 1 attack for free. That will also gain another experience. Do, 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 do. And then we're over to the Cragheart. Cragheart's going to move 2, and then all adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. I was planning on going there and hitting both of those 2, but they're not there anymore. But we're still going to go here, and this guy will suffer 1 damage. 5 again, suffers 1 damage. Then we're going to do an attack of 3 and gain experience. So attack of 3, -1, it's only 2. But he'll take 2. Dunk, dunk. And we'll gain experience. 1 up to 2. There we go. And we're going to get some green out for that time, which will be handy. We'll use that next time. Then we're over to those dudes. The guards, well, he's standing right next to Cragheart, so he's going to go ahead and take a shot at Mr. Vim. This is just a straight regular attack. It's an attack of 3. It's a miss. No damage. And then we go over to the archer, who will also not move since it's 1 away and do its an attack. But since we use the Trickster card, Spud does not take any damage on that attack. So that is it for that round. Shwink. Reshuffle the decks and go for the next one. Next turn, and we've got some ideas. Mr. Rogue is going to go quick and try to kill that non-elite. And as long as the elite doesn't move, Vim's going to try to push her into both of the pit traps. We'll see how it goes, because green is out because of the move that he did last turn. So green is waning this turn, so we'll be able to use that and do some stuff. So let's see what they're doing. Mr. Guard going 50, move +0, attack +0. 56, attack -1, but targeting 2, and the archer is not going to move. Fine. It's right where we want her. So we're just going to use the bottom of this as a regular move 2 to go over here. And we will do an attack of 3 +2 if the attack +2 and gain experience if the target is adjacent to one of your energies, which it is, one of your enemies. So that's going to be an attack of 5 -1. That's an attack of 4, but it only had 3 left. So it is dead, and we're gaining experience. Dead guy. Experience up. 5. And that's all for Mr. Spud. And then Mr. Vim is going to go. Mr. Vim is going to heal himself 4, 2. Actually, let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll see how that's going to play out. We'll do attack of 3 at a range of 3, and we're going to use that to make it a push of 2 and gain experience. That's an attack of 3, plus 1, that's an attack of 4 on... Oof. On the elite archer. Bandit guards are down for right now. 4 for that, plus push 2, which means we will push her here, which is 1 further away, and there. Both those traps will set off, and I believe our trap damage at this point is 3. Trap damage is actually 4, so that would be an additional 8 damage, which is more than enough. Even 3 would have been enough to kill her off, and she will die in that space. And we put a coin down, and we are gaining an experience for that, 2 up to 3. And then the bottom of this card, we'll go ahead and do heal 2 to himself. We'll heal 2 at a range of 3, but he'll cast it on himself. Use it on himself. There you go. That is done, and we are over to the next turn with things cleared off. So these next few should be pretty easy. For this next one, going at 6 and going at 38. All Spud is going to do is move up to here on a move 6 and pick up that coin. And Mr. Vim is going to loot 1 to grab both of those. And that's going to be all for that turn. We can go right into the next turn where Vim is just going to do a move 4 to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And Spud is going to take a long rest. And then at the end of the turn, Vim will take a short rest. So we'll go into the next round and into the next room, both fully rested, and Vim won't be at full health, but we'll be pretty darn close. We'll be ready to go. Okay, next turn. Thought about some stuff. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work out. But Vim is going to be going 38, and Spud's going to go 4 and open the door, and probably going to pull back and kind of let them get through. So next round, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go, but Mr. Vim's going 38. Not entirely sure what we're going to do, and Spud's going 4. We're kind of going to open the door and see what happens, but probably we'll be pulling back because we have a few different push and destroy obstacle stuff that Vim could do. Anyway, stepping forward 1, and we shall see. Living Bones is doing move +0, attack +0, so it's a movement of 3 and attack of 2. And Bandit Archers, move +0, attack +1 at range -1. So they're going to move 3, and they're going to have an attack of 3 at range 3. This means I think we need to pull back. And they're at 32. That's going to be... Yeah, I think the best thing for Spud to do is pull back and not take huge amounts of damage. And the Living Bones are going to move forward too, so yeah. Yeah, we're just going to go doot doot. We can't be shot at. But we do have the disadvantage, so I think it's probably better if we actually sit there and take the arrows. So we can disadvantage 1, and Craggy's going to be up in the mix next round anyway. So we'll let that sit. Yep. It's going to be just like that. And that's all. Oh, we could pull 2 at range 3, too far away. Yep. And then next up is going to be the Archers. Oh, good. The Living Bones can't go. Living Bones are in the way. So Archers will move 3. They're each going to move forward 1. And they'll fire at a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not enough. Sorry, bud. Then Mr. Cragheart's going to go. Craggy. I guess I anticipated them coming forward, but they're not going to be there. So Craggy's just going to have to sit. Then in that case, Crag will use the bottom of this one. Vim will use the bottom of this one to heal 2 to himself. Ding. Back to full. There we go. No green out or anything. And that's it for them. And then Living Bones will be moving forward. Ooh, Living Bones are moving forward 3. Oh, okay. Well, lowest number, number 1, he'll come in the mix. 1, 2, 3. And do an attack. Normally he has a target of 2. He does have a target of 2. He has 2 people he can hit. You should have moved further away, sucker. Anyway, target of 2. First attack on Spud. It's an attack of 2, -1. It has disadvantage. I could use this. Let's save that for when a big attack is coming. So, taking 1 damage. 8 down to 7. Ding, doop, doop, doop. And then an attack on Vim. -2, it's a plink. Ping. Off and nothing. You might have noticed both of these cards are down because he's not using his equipment because he has the Purist, and I want to make sure he gets his check marks. Second Living Bones, step forward 2, not do anything else. And that is it. Over to the next round. All right, getting down to the nitty gritty. I think we've got some ideas. Vim is going to go at 77. Spud's going to go at 9. Let's see what they're going to do. Living Bones is going at 81. Attack +2, but they're not moving. That might change some things. Archers are going at 16. 16, move +1, but attack -1. That's fine. They're not going to be doing that much damage. That still means that Spud is going first. Yep, and I think we're just taking our big chop shot at the guy right in front of us who's adjacent to an ally, so we can do an attack of 5 and gain an experience. +1, that's 6. They have a shield of 1, that takes it to 5, and then they have 5 health left, so that guy will fly his way down. All right. We got a death, and we get an experience. So 5 going up to 6. And then next time we suffer damage this round, we suffer no damage at all, which is fine by us. Because then it's going to be up to Archer's turn, and they're going to do some little pincushion stuff. So they're going to move, actually going to move 4 and attack for 1. So that's number 3, yep. They'll move up here and take a shot through the doorway at Spud for an attack of 1. -1, that's a plink. And then the next guy will move up, and he'll do an attack of 1. -1, that's also a plink. Yeah, we haven't taken any damage yet. Then 77 is going to be next. We were planning on bringing this guy out, so I think we're just going to use this as a move 2 to move forward and grab ourselves a coin for a little bit of Vim greed. And then we're going to bring out the backup ammunition. So on the next 4 ranged attacks, he gains add target. So yay for that one. We can throw down a Cragheart token on there. And as we move, we'll gain experience when we move it off. Which brings us over to the Living Bones, who's going to do an attack +2. Oh, do we really want to stand there and get that, knowing that he's going to do an attack 2? We don't have to. We should stay there. Don't take the damage. Why? Why take the damage? He's going to do an attack of 2. He'd do an attack of 4. Nah, screw it. We don't need the coin. Put the coin back. We'll get it later. Look at all the coins that are up here. There's plenty. But that is Living Bones doing an attack. No, not doing an attack because he's too far away. Yeah, Let's be smart about this, after all. Then in that case, that is end of the turn. We're over to the next one. All right, so we're going later, but I think it's going to be okay. Vim is going to go 61, and Spud is going to go 60 just before. And see how this plays out. Mr. Living Bones. Move -2, which means they'll have a movement of 1. Attack +0, and then they're going to heal themselves. Well, the one Living Bones that's left has no damage. Archer will go 14. Move -1, attack -1, cause a 3 damage trap in an adjacent empty hex. Okay, so they're going to go first. First up is going to be the Archer. Neither one is going to move because they're right where they need to be. But then they're going to create the damage traps in an adjacent empty hex. And this is one of the things that gets me because I don't think this qualifies as an empty hex. This guy definitely would have to put it back here. I think this guy's got to put it there. But I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it's unoccupied, but it's not empty. So I'm putting it there. Feel free to tell me exactly how it should have been. Oh well. But they should have attacked. They both will attack. They'll both attack Spud. Yep, they both have line of sight through the door. Any part of hex, any part of hex. And they're going to be doing an attack of -1. So normally they have an attack of 2. This is an attack of 1. First shot is a +0, so it'll take 1. And the second shot is a +0 to take 1 again. We'll just take 2. Take our damage and not worry about it. We haven't used this, but I was saving it for a bigger attack, which hasn't come our way yet. But here's Mr. Living Bones. And he likes to move -2, which means he will have a movement of 1. Dunk. Go into that hex. And he'll have an attack of +0. So he's going to target both with an attack of 2. So an attack of 2 on Spud. Let's go ahead and use our thing to actually have it be at disadvantage. Attack of 2. It's a miss. And then an attack of 2 on Vim. It's just an attack of 2. He'll take 2 damage, go from 10 down to 8. And then he heals himself for 2, but he's taking no damage. And that's all for them. Then we go over to our guys, which now we got a dude right in our face. Okay. We were planning on stepping forward one possibly, which seems kind of strange since the Living Bones were definitely probably going to go faster than us. Oh well, might have done the wrong initiative. That wouldn't have made a difference either way. We will move 3 and poison. Dink, poison on Living Bones number 3. And then we will do an attack of 3, which also has poison, but hey, he's already poisoned, so it's not going to matter. Attack of 3 plus 1 is 4. Poison, that makes it 5, but he's got a shield of 1. So he takes 4. He's got 1 health left. And we'll gain experience from that, going 6 up to 7. And that's all. And he's going to have to take a long rest because that's his perk for this round, so he definitely wants it. Okay, so Living Bones is there, only has 1 left and is poisoned, but boy, since we've got this out, we're going to do an attack of 3 at range 3, adding a second target, which will give an experience 3 up to 4 as he uses his ammunition. And we're going to do +1 to all your ranged attacks this round. So he's doing a ranged attack of 4 on 2 targets. I'm just going to target both the archers. So attack of 4 on the first archer is going to be an attack of 3. So number 3 will take 3 damage. Doot, doot, doot. But half dead right there. And the next one, same thing. Attack of 4 times 2, that's 8. That kills the second archer. Rear archer is down. We did gain the experience, did not gain the experience because we didn't have any green out, but we did gain the 1 from that one. And that is all for this round. Over to the next. Spud is going to take a long rest, and Vim is going to go at 29, try to smack this dude and set some stuff up. Living Bones is going at 64, not until after, with a little more umped up attack. And the Archer's not going until 31, which is going to be after us. Okay, so Vim is first up on the 29, is just going to burn this card for an attack of 4, mainly just to gain the experience. It's attack of 4 at poor little Living Bones, plus 0. He's out of there. And we're going to be gaining experience. That card is toast. And then he's going to, so that will kill that guy. Dropping a second coin in that spot. And then we'll use the bottom of this as move 2, and then all adjacent, tink tink, all adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. The Living Bones is dead, but no. But then the Archer will suffer 1 damage. Archer's got 2 health left. And then our green will come out for next round, which will be good. Might get us more experience or something. And that's all for him. Living Bones are dead. The Archer is going to move plus 0, attack plus 0. So normally a movement of 3. So Archer can get to a point where they're not at disadvantage. And attack plus 0, it's going to be plus 2. It's an attack of 4. He's got 8 health. He can take it. Him's a big guy. Takes 4 health, and then we are over to the next round with Spud ending up with a long rest. All right, next turn's up, and we are in loot mode officially. We're going to try to go 29 for Vim and loot some stuff, and go 6 for Spud and set up for looting some stuff. And Archer's going to go 44, which is after us, with attack plus 1, but still it's going to be an attack of 3. So I don't think it's the end of the world, and we got a good number of cards to spare. First up is Mr. Spud, who's going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to do 4 damage. We set off the trap and go 5, 6. So we're going to go down to 3, but then he's actually going to heal for 3, so we'll go back up to 6. And there we go, and that's all for him for right now. Then Mr. Vim is going to loot 1 to grab all 3 of those. And then just do a heal 4 on himself to bring him up to 8. And that will bring green back to strong. And that's all for him. So we're over to the Archer, who's going to take a shot at Mr. Vim, because Vim is closer. An attack of 3 plus 0, so it's just 3 damage. He's going to take 3. That'll take him down to 5. Not too big of a worry. And then we're over to the next turn. And yeah, next turn. And next turn, and let's grab some coins. Vim at 41, Spud at 4, Archer at 56, attack -1, target 2, but isn't going to move. So it's just an attack of 1. Not worried about that. First up, Spud's just going to walk over and grab this, which is a random side scenario. And the top of the card, not going to do anything, do an attack, but we're not attacking yet because we want to continue doing some cool stuff. Like this one, we're going to destroy an adjacent obstacle, which gains 1 experience for that. Move you up to 6, if I can find it. That's for destroying the adjacent obstacle. Then we're going to all adjacent allies and enemies suffer a damage. Move 4 in a jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gains an experience. From that, that will go up to 7. And then all adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage on the landing. And if there's green out, doot, they suffer 2 damage, and we gain another experience. 7 will go up to 8. Bonk. But that is the use of that card. That one's out. And then we're over to the archer's turn, who's going to attack both people because his range is 4. Yeah, I can manage to hit both fine. Probably would move. Nope, doesn't have a move. Stays there. Attack of 1 on Spud. Times 2. Oh my goodness, it's an attack of 2. We probably should have used that beforehand, but we'll just take the 2 damage. And then an attack of 1 on Mr. Vim, which is nothing. So let's reshuffle the decks. Vim is going to take a short rest to try to regain that Loot 1 card. And looks like Spud's okay. All right, cool. Next round. All right, possibly last round here. Vim is going to go with 35 and do a Loot of 1. That was supposed to be afterward. Well, that's Spud's at 60. The archer is going at 29 with some move and attack and immobilize and all that good stuff, but probably it's going to be dead. Vim is going first, going to loot 1, grab both those coins, and then do the attack of 2 at a range of 5. Going to add an extra attack to that. Green wasn't out, unfortunately, so it's just going to be an attack of 2 plus 1. That's an attack of 3. That's enough to kill off the archer, but we will gain another experience from that, from 8 up to 9. No, just turn a 6 upside down. What am I doing? 9 experience. And it dies, coin in the place, but we won't be able to pick that one up. That's it for Crag's turn. Spud's just going to stand on a coin and pick it up. No loot card remains for Mr. Spud. And that is it. All the bad guys are dead. Black Barrow complete. We'll be heading into the Barrow lair. Both of them got their stuff. Spudlow only took long rests. That'll get him a check mark. And Cragheart, Mr. Vim, did not use any items and will gain 2 check marks. And we'll get a bonus experience and everything and pack it up. Get ready for the next game. Cool.